Today we're at this property. It's an FHA initial. What we're going to do is just go through the property, do a full scope, full review of the property, all the bids, inconvenience condition bids, everything like that. First we're going to start outside, do a walk around, and we'll make our way inside. Right off the bat, I notice handrail needs to be installed on the front railing here. I'm going to screen record this so that we got a recording, take my photos. So I would just bid this for new railing. Dustin, 3 linear feet. 6, so 6 total linear feet. We could go with balusters. Just to, you know, people going in and out of the door, you don't want them to fall off the side here. Gutters need to be cleaned. They're not really doing their job when they're full of debris. So we're going to measure the linear foot of the gutters here. If it'll work. No. Yeah. Here, just take the tape. Pull that tight. All right, so 29 linear feet. 29. Same thing with this one over here. We'll measure this one while we're measuring gutter cleaning. And just showing that all the gutters are packed full. $21. This gutter here too also actually has some damage to it. The end cap is missing and it's also cracked. So what we'll probably do here is bid for a new end cap with a downspout extension and just replace this whole downspout. So I would just say remove and replace 1 foot, 1 linear foot of gutter, add a 1, 2, 3 90s with a 10-foot downspout and get this gutter back to working condition here. As you look at the roof, I mean, the roof condition seems to be okay. It seems to be doing his job. One thing I would point out is the antenna up top here. Just seems to be kind of just hanging out there. We're gonna bid to remove that. Get that out of there, cut the wire and just fill the hole in with some silicone or something like that. Bid to remove that, Dustin. Also point out all the landscape debris throughout the property. You have a lot of leaves, a lot of sticks, a lot more debris out towards the road here. Let's see here, another gutter issue. What I would do here is just remove this downspout, put a 90. So we need 1, 2, 3 90s and a 10 linear foot downspout here. Got that, Dustin?
390s, you put 390?
Yep, 3 90s and a 10-foot downspout. All right. As we make our way around the side here, just gonna snap some photos. Again, more exterior debris, fallen leaves, branches, etc. We need to install a gutter here. So basically this has a slope coming this way, but all the water's just falling right towards the foundation here. So what we're gonna do is bid to just relocate that non-electrical wire, and then we'll bid for a gutter with a downspout added here. 11 linear feet. 3 90 elbows and a 10-foot downspout. Everything, I always check the siding, make sure there's no damage to the siding. It's a little discolored, so we'll point out the discoloration on the siding. Just let them know that it could use a pressure washing. Windows seem to be in decent condition. You got a little bit of debris here that I'm going to point out. Looks like it used to go to a window of some sort, but also we have a piece of aluminum fascia that's missing here. We'll have to, I don't know, we'll probably have to get a ladder to get that measurement. Yeah, we'll have to get a ladder to get that measurement. but we'll just point that out for now. So far we got a couple, I don't know, I'd say probably 2 cubic yards of exterior debris just in the front with the leaves. Actually, I would say 3 with the leaves and the branches, because there's a couple piles here and there. Probably a little more than 3 now that I look at it. As I make my way back up front here, I notice the mailbox is just falling over. So we'll take a picture of this, make note of it. That way we can remove and replace concrete posts and everything. The trees could use a definitely trimming. Stuff leaning over towards the house could potentially fall, hit the house, damage the house. So we'll bid for like 75 linear foot tree trimming. Yeah, so when we walk over here, we got a giant pile of debris. So definitely a lot more cubes than I thought. What we'll do is we'll get a full number of exterior debris cubes as we go around back here. All right, so as we walk to the left side of the house here, notice a little bit of chipping paint on these windows on the side here. I point out the window is officially not shedding water. The windowsill is rotted. So what I would do in this instance is just bid to remove and replace these windows. Keep everything watertight. We got about 30 3/4 by 2 feet, 24 inches. I'm assuming each one's gonna be the same, but we might as well measure each one. So yeah, we'll bid to remove and replace these. Also, I want to point out the siding issue here. I got a hole in the siding right there. You can see that. And up top, we also have like, it's tough to see with the shadow, but there's like numerous holes. I'm gonna zoom in on my photos here just to get some good photo. There we go. So basically, what I would do is, I mean, this needs to be fixed because it's allowing water to get behind the siding now. So it's gonna be a big issue. This whole exterior wall is gonna get damaged. So we're gonna measure square footage of this entire wall, because it all has to be ripped out in order to get to that piece and that piece. So we're just gonna measure to detach. We'll detach 16 by whatever the height is here. by 12, and then reset 16 by 12. But we also have to replace, as soon as Dustin gets caught up here with the writing utensil, wherever this piece ends, does it go all the way? It goes all the way to the end, I believe. So we have to replace 12 linear feet there, and then I would say another 11, and then one more piece, 8. We got a chip in the corners, the siding. Good call, DJ. So we're moving replace corner at 8 linear feet. Moving on to the shed. We noticed this the shed wasn't very well taken care of, so point out the damages to the bottom. What I'll do is I'll just measure the height of the significant damage. That way we get an idea of like where it's at, if it's going to be a worsening condition. But I think what I'm also going to do is bid to just demo this whole shed. It's full of debris, nothing but debris in here. The door is a makeshift door. It's all cracked, chipped, not really doing anything to deter anybody from going inside of it. Again, deteriorating on the sides and just not really, it's kind of an eyesore to the property. So we're gonna get a measurement, length and width of the shed here, and then we'll bid to demo it. 9 by 9. Measure the height from here. so that we can see how much debris we got in here. Say about 7 feet. Under the snow here, we don't know exactly how much debris. We just see a bunch of it poking out here underneath the snow. So potentially this could, there could be 10 cubic yards here for all we know, but we won't be able to address that issue until the snow is melted. Also, I want to point out the moss that's just overgrowing on top of this roof. Again, snow is covering most of it, but you can see it peeking out on either side. All right, as we make our way to the backyard, see this dead tree here. We're just gonna bid to remove it because it could potentially fall and hit this fence. That's the neighbor's property. We don't want to damage the neighboring property here. It's a fairly large tree. We're just gonna get like a base of this tree here. It's 5.5 feet wide here, so it's a pretty large tree. I would say 20 foot tall, maybe 15. All right. As we get over here, we notice that looks like this roof here was kind of added to the property. It's absolutely doing nothing but creating a headache. So I think we should bid to remove this, demo this little lean-to they got here. Get a measurement of this. 16 feet. Bid to demo this, Dustin, all right? Yeah. 16 foot by 4 foot. Once we're said and done with that, we're gonna have these 2x4s that are mounted on the wall. We're gonna have to refix the siding. So we're just gonna bid to remove and replace this whole back portion of this siding. $22. $7 feet. 2 corners. Remove and replace 2 corners at 7 feet each. Also the debris back here. Looking at another bunch of debris scattered across the backyard. Again, we have another lean-to, kind of to say, built onto the roof of this property that has some significant damage. If you step back, you can see this one side is significantly sinking. We'll get kind of good pictures of it and kind of point to it here. We'll measure that here in a second, but I also want to point out the damage to the chimney. Looks like there's a chimney cap on there, but the chimney needs some repairs. Look like we got some fallen down bricks and stuff like that, so definitely need to address that issue as well. So we'll measure this little lean-to here. 18. I mentioned debris, but obviously cinder blocks cannot be taken as a standard, debris removal. They do weigh a lot more. You're going to be paying a lot more to get rid of them. So we do have to just make note of that to let the client know that obviously we have some heavier debris. Also, we'll just point out another fun fact that DJ brought to our attention here is the gate over there on that side of the property. If there was a pool per se in this backyard, definitely need to secure that. If the neighbors had kids or something, they would wander over here, try to jump in the pool, it could be detrimental. So definitely would have to do that as far as securing. We'll walk over here real quick, just take a peek. Like I say, the roof seems to be in okay condition. Not the greatest, but it seems to be doing its job. So we're not gonna bid anything there. See a lot of overgrowth here as far as weeds, little trees, saplings, tree overgrowth. We can get definitely do some tree trimming in this backyard. Probably another 75 linear feet of tree trimming, and then we'll get a square footage measurement of all this weed removal here. 22 by 7. So definitely just want to clean up this fence here, make it a little bit more curb appeal. Yeah, as you can see, this water's just dripping right here along the base of the house. Potentially could create a lot of flooding issues inside the house. 26 with 3 90s and a 10-foot downspout. So I mean, basically what we would do too is if if we did get the demo order for this lean-to here, we would obviously extend the gutter all the way over just to protect this area too from water. Same goes with that area over there. If we were to demo that, we definitely want to put a gutter on that. All right, I think for now we're gonna make our way into the house. All right, we'll start by going through the garage here, pointing out some stuff, a significant amount of debris. So we want to get this cleaned out. We got hazards as far as like air conditioning units, large appliances that are damaged, just need to be removed. If you want to mark that down, Dustin, a few appliances, 2 air conditioners. Some paint, chemicals, whole bunch of hazards in this corner. With this fan on the wall, it's not mounted properly. As you can see, it just looks like you stick your head or hand up there, you're gonna get something ripped off. So definitely bid to remove that fan, cap the wires if there are any going to it. Dustin, as far as chemicals, we could sit here and count all these chemicals if you want. There's a lot. So, but yeah, I mean, what we'll do is when we get home, we're building bids, we'll just take pictures. Obviously, we'll go off the pictures and just kind of count everything. Let's see here. So as far as there's a chimney outside, but it's not capped and it comes into nothing. And I can actually take a picture and see the outside through here. So the bid here would be to kind of remove this chimney and patch in the roof, about 1 square of shingles. Ice and water, obviously, sheathing. So it's definitely a pretty extensive fix once you tear this out of here. Again, more debris, gas cans, hazards, more hazards. The garage door seems to be in okay condition. It's not the best. There's a little bit of light coming through underneath. You got chipping, crack in the concrete here that's a little bit raised. So kind of get like an eye level of it. Take a picture. Just let them know that the concrete's heaving a little. And that's why the door can't set all the way down. So this little walkway here, there's a handrail on the wall, but if you walk straight out onto this platform, you could potentially just fall right off. I bid for another handrail on here, 5 linear foot. You can put balusters on there if you want. More paint cans scattered through here. Whole bunch of them under here. Take a picture of it, note it, hazards. Yeah, so there's a built-in makeshift ladder. Basically, must go up into this little hole up in the attic or something, but it's just not safe. I wouldn't trust climbing up that. So definitely bid to just at least put a board over the stairs or something on that so nobody climbs up it and gets hurt. All right, so we're gonna come in the house. Basically what you wanna do is just open up all these cabinets, cupboards, notate everything you see. Like this cabinet's full of food. Could create, mice, rodents. Get a, good documentation of what we got to remove out of here as far as food debris, hazard debris, regular debris. Any personals or anything like that. So that's what I'm doing, just going through, taking photos underneath all the cabinets. A little bit of hazards under there. Property has been winterized. Just like point that out. We know if it's something we gotta add to the list. Stuff on top of the fridge. Got more cabinets down here. Yeah, you can already see just by opening up this drawer, there's like rodent droppings, debris, everything just from a mouse. Already starting. I mean, the fridge too, you wanna just double check, make sure there's no food debris inside the fridge. Something I recommend doing on the way out, because I'm not doing it right now. All right, so for the ceiling, you're gonna scrape and paint the chipping paint. I mean, I'm assuming it's there was moisture in this house at one point, and that's what's creating that paint to start chipping here. So we're gonna measure square footage. I got to use the easy measure in here. I'll just measure square footage for scraping paint. 33 square foot. Address the flooring here. It looks like a animal or something was scratching at the floor, kind of brought it down to the next floor underneath. And you can see here too, it's just kind of rolling over, damage. Bid to just kind of remove the linoleum, see what's underneath, see what's going on. 187 square feet. So right off the kitchen here, there's the basement. Notate that the door to the basement's just damaged, so we're gonna bid to just remove and replace the door. The frame seems to be okay. Maybe not. I see heavy discoloration on the frame. So I think what we're gonna do here is bid to remove and replace the whole door and the door frame. And just by first sight, I'm noticing a lot of heavy discoloration. 82 by 80. Remove and replace that door. You got another paint can. So all this stuff, as you can see, it's just so coated in discoloration. We're going to just bid it for removal, as everything in here is completely discolored. I'm going to measure this whole entire hallway here, square footage. All right, Dustin, you ready for a lot of numbers? Well, we got to go wall per wall. So one wall is 46 square feet. Next wall, 8 square feet. Next wall, 47 square feet. Ceiling, 6 square feet. And we're gonna work our way downstairs. To me, it doesn't look like the power's on here. The meter's in the house, and there is nothing lit up on the meter. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say there's no power in this house. Again, heavy discoloration. This property has a lot of discoloration. You can see it just everywhere. If you look on the door here, completely covered. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get measurements each room, each wall, and we're gonna bid to remediate the discoloration, remove all the wood off the wall, the insulation behind the walls, and we're gonna go from there. Wall number 1, 86 square feet. Wall number 2, 21 square feet. Wall number 3, it's 19 square feet, sorry. 31 square feet. 107 square feet. Yeah, this is heavy stuff. And as far as the ceiling, we're gonna measure that. $195 square feet. Yeah, definitely want to just get everything out of here, considering it's so saturated in discoloration. It's tough to see everything with everything in the way. So definitely want to get all the debris out of here first, and then we could address removing the walls. I'm going to keep measuring these walls real quick. 46, 40. 111 square feet. This is heavy stuff here. All right. The door itself is included in that square footage. Hallway, same thing. Literally demo this whole wall, ceiling, everything. 95 square feet on that wall. I'm gonna go down here and measure back. Looking at 130 square feet. And then the ceiling, you're looking at 72. No. All right. As you make your way back to the back part here, you can see that on the back side of this wall is insulation. So we're gonna have to include that in our removal bid. But everything down here is just saturated. Needs to be removed as debris. I mean, you can just see on the pool table itself all of the discoloration. So everything down here I'm just going to label as debris. Get this stuff out of here, clean it out. Right now we're just addressing, kind of seeing what's down here, create a bid. That way we can come back here with the proper PPE to remediate and remove and all this other stuff. I'm just walking through taking photos right now because documenting all the debris, all the discoloration, hazards. A dresser. More hazards. TV for small appliance. So yeah, definitely what we would do first is just come in here, clean out the whole basement, get all the debris out of here first. My guess, just in the basement alone, we're looking at, I don't know, 20 cubes-ish. 20, 25, I would say. I would probably bid for, just to be on the safe side, get rid of all this stuff. And then we would address the discoloration issue in the other room. All right, so yeah, there is a sump pump in this property. Power is not on, so it's not doing anything, but it's obviously not wet, so that's a good sign. Take pictures of it, notate that there's a sump pump in the property. Also, yeah, we're going to take a peek at this ceiling here. You can tell that there's just significant discoloration throughout. Upon getting to the property, a neighbor approached us and told us that this property did flood at one time, the basement. So my guess is that's the source of this discoloration, was from a previous flood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the ceiling in here for treat and seal of the discoloration. So let me just get a square footage here. We got 633 square foot to treat and seal this ceiling in this basement after we remove all the debris here, because it's going to be tough to try to treat and seal walking around all this stuff. So let's make our way upstairs, get out of this discolored basement. All right, so back to this room here. Now that we know everything that's going on downstairs, you can just kind of see the film and stuff on these personal property. I would just label it all. Everything in this house is debris now from the heavy discoloration in the basement. So we're just going to walk through, kind of take pictures, show everything, show the debris, and we're just going to count it as debris. Everything in this room seems to be okay. Checking the floors to see if they're buckled up from the discoloration. Downstairs. This floor in the hallway definitely is starting to buckle. It's just on the verge. I don't even know if you could get a good look at it, but it's barely buckling. But my guess is from when the basement flooded, it's creating this floor to start buckling. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just note that, we'll put in a job note and stuff, let the office know that the floors are starting to buckle. They're not, a concern at this moment, but I think eventually they will become a concern. So we'll let them know that. All right, so we go in here again. We're just going to label all this property as debris, considering the circumstance in the basement. The walls, ceilings, everything look okay. There's another air conditioner that can be removed. It looks like we got some chip and paint on the baseboards over here. We do have a little bit more discoloration. I don't know if it's from the window leaking. What we would probably do is just remove the drywall, see what's going on behind here. 3x3 area, Dustin, and just kind of address that issue here. Always check, make sure the windows are secure. Make sure nothing's broken on the glass. Seems to be all right. Again, everything we're just gonna label as debris due to the circumstances in the basement. Access panel to the shower and stuff there. All right, more debris. Closet door still is missing. We'll bid to put a closet door on here. 2 foot by 80. Same thing with the bedroom door, that's missing as well. Definitely want to get one on here. It's a 30 inch by 80. Door casing is missing on this interior in here. Just want to get a good shot of that. Install door casing, Dustin, just I would do 7 linear feet. Another closet door. Another paint can. That was another 24 by 80 closet door. Then I'm just going to point out all the graffiti on the walls here. It looks like it might have been a kid's bedroom at one point. There's graffiti, writing all over the walls. Just point to it. There's stickers. So, I mean, what we could do is bid to remove the stickers and then repaint these walls with like white paint just to get rid of the graffiti. So I'll go ahead and measure these walls. 109 square foot. $79 square foot. And then it's going to be the same because it's four walls obviously, so just multiply 79. And then the first one was what, 104? Multiply those by 2. That way we can just get rid of the discoloration, or not discoloration, the graffiti and the stickers. Again, debris. Baseboards, I mean, it's missing the outer covers of the baseboards. They don't seem to be like leaking water or anything. So again, there's no face on those, but it doesn't appear that they're non-operational. So we're just gonna note that it's missing the faceplate and just let the client know. What do we got in here? Bathroom. Just taking pictures of everything inside closets, debris, hazards, you name it. Opening up medicine cabinets, debris. Again, property was winterized. Checking windows, making sure nothing's broken, secured. I don't see any source of real dust discoloration. We do have some more chemicals and debris in the tub here. Just bid to remove that. The floor seems to be in good shape, just tile. We're gonna work our way into the living room here. Just looking, the debris is really the only thing that I'm noticing right now. Hazard. Spray paint can. Large couch. Dead bird here. Or dead animal removal, if you want to write that up. Again, debris. Floor seems to be in good shape. I don't see any missing outlet covers. I think that's going to do it for this property. Yeah, so to wrap up this property, significant discoloration that definitely needs to be addressed here. As far as utilities, the water's off because it's been winterized. Electric, we don't see any, electric going to the meter, so I'm assuming electric is off. There's a sump pump that's probably active. If we get the power restored here, it should be operational, but it's not. We can't obviously tell until we get some power here. And as far as the water heater and everything, it's intact. We don't know if it works properly because it's already been winterized. So that's a wrap for this one. I just want to point out, like, the reasons why we do these FHA is just to paint the picture to the client as to what's going on at these properties. You know, just give them insight on everything, all the damages, and most importantly, conveyance. You know, getting this property in conveyance condition so that they can fix the stuff that needs to be fixed for conveyance. So a lot of the stuff we bid today might not be for conveyance, but there is also a lot of stuff that needed to be bid to get placed in conveyance condition. That's why we do these in FHA initials, and on to the next one.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm the bid manager here at Innovative Field Services. Now that you saw what Brett did in the field, we're going to give you a bit of perspective on our side of it. We take the photos and information that he gave us, and we have to create a bid document to present to our client. This can be a pretty difficult and time-consuming process, especially on the large FHA bid orders like this one. We have to bid everything we see on our first visit because failing to do so could lead to liability issues for us and our clients. We also need to highlight the photos and organize them to their respective line items within the scope of work. In this order, Brett took 679 photos, so I have a lot to go through, and as far as organizing photos, putting all the notes together, and putting the actual bid together with the pricing. So I'm going to get right to it.